All right. Hello and happy Friday, and welcome to part 4 of Keeping Up with Team Tufas. Today we're going to be working on endurance. Endurance is important in climbing if you want to keep climbing for a long time, be able to recover fast and have the strength to continue and keep trying hard. So what we're going to be working on today is a little bit heavier on the conditioning side. And instead of having passive rests in between our conditioning exercises, where you would maybe just sit or drink water, we're going to be exploring active rests, which just trains our muscles and our bodies to recover faster and to recover when we're not actually completely stopped. So for example, if you're climbing and you get to a good rest hold, that can be considered an active rest. You're still having to hold on, but you're having to maybe shake out or rest your body in any way you can while still engaging certain muscles. So we're going to be practicing that today. For now, we're just going to go ahead and get started with our warm-up. So find a nice spot with a mat or on the floor, and let's get going. All right, we're going to start sitting. We're going to just start with our breath. Warm up those lungs, get breathing. So go ahead and find a comfortable sitting spot. You can also do this standing if you want. And you can go ahead and soften the eyes if you want to look at a spot on the floor and kind of soft focus on that, or if you want to close your eyes, if you feel comfortable doing that, feel free to. Go ahead and start focusing on your breath. Each breath, try to bring the end of your exhale, or how deep you're pulling your breath, try to bring it a little bit lower every time. All right. Go ahead and bring a little bit of rotation into your neck as you open your eyes or unfocus from that spot on the floor. All right, we're going to go ahead and stand up and wake up the spine. So we're going to start up at our neck. We're going to start with doing some neck circles. So we're going to try to keep our faces pointed forward. We don't want to be tilting them. Do a couple rounds. Go ahead and switch direction. Okay. We're going to start with our twist, our vertebrae twisting motion. So we're going to go ahead and just gently twist side to side. Pick up that twisting spine. All right. Now we're going to do our side to side motion with our vertebrae, our curves. So we're going to just reach over. Just do this a couple times. Good. We're going to wake up that forward backward motion. So we're going to start up. We're going to curve back with our hands. And then as we come forward, we're going to roll down our spine. Come back up, one vertebrae at a time, roll, and continue once you're at the top, so you get a little arch. Back, come forward, one vertebrae at a time. 4, back slowly, and arch at the top, one more. Down, one vertebrae at a time. Roll up, and continue that roll back. Good. Now we're going to mix these all together into a little bit of a rolling spine. So we're going to start to one side. We're going to go sideways. We're going to bend our knees, roll forward to the other side, and roll with a little bit of an arch back. So it looks from the side. Sideways, bend, roll over, arch back, and round to the side. Let's go ahead and do 3 each direction. Bend, roll, reach, arch back. Bend, roll, bend, reach back. One more. Bend, roll, reach back. Okay, let's go ahead and go the other direction. Stretch, roll around to reach, curve back. Stretch, roll around, curve, reach back. Stretch, roll, reach. Nice. That just kind of adds up those movements, gets our muscles engaged a little bit too. Perfect. So next we're going to get our heart rates up, get the blood moving a little bit. We're going to start with 10 squat jumps. So you want your legs at a kind of hip or just past hip distance apart. We're going to start with a vertical jump, and we're going to land in a squat and touch the ground, then jump from there. Okay? If you've been in Team Tufas groups, this is basically our frog jump. So let's go ahead and do 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nice. All right. We're going to go ahead and go into a couple of the balance weight shifty things we did last week just to refresh our memory, get our balance muscles back. For this first one, we're going to go ahead and stand feet together because we're going to be shooting off to the sides first. So this first one, I think we did it last week. We're going to breathe in with our arms, shoot out, lift up, come back. So you're just going to pull back with that foot. So you have one foot that stays planted on the floor at all times. Point to shoot out. Then you shift back and draw in there again. Okay. So choose a side. We're going to go ahead and do 5 of these to either side. So breathe in. Collect. Okay. Go and switch directions. Breathe in, shoot out, cover, collect. One more. All right. So that was our side to side. We're going to do the same thing, except this time we're going to go forward. So this is going to be more like an active lunge. So we're going to breathe in, shoot out forward. I maybe went a little too far. You want to be close enough. It's really easy to push back with that front foot, pull back with your other leg, and recover. So we're going to do 5 of those. Start with either side works. So breathe in, shoot out, recover. You can do anything with your hands. Two more. Good. Okay, switch sides. Breathe in, shoot out, recover. Two more. Good. So it's just basically a really active version of a lunge. We're just practicing quickly engaging our muscles and using them in a variety of different directions so that we can, no matter which direction we go, we know that our muscles are there to pull us back to a stable point. And so that when we do something that's active, something that's explosive or with momentum, that we're more likely to land in a stable position. So this can be translated into climbing. For example, if you do any sort of dynamic move, a dead point or a dyno, where you're reaching for something with a little momentum, even though that's with our arms and we're doing these lunges with our legs, it's the same exact idea. We want to be able to know that if we move with momentum, we have enough control to make that movement efficient and accurate every time. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and just do our full body stretch, wake up the rest of those muscles we haven't gotten to. We're going to start with our heads. Just a couple slow neck rolls. Directions. Okay, go ahead and go into your shoulder rolls, shoulder shrugs. Really press those shoulders back. Switch directions. Out into our extended arms. We're going to do our big shoulder circles. Switch directions. Good. All right. We're going to move to our lower arm. You're going to go ahead and start sitting back on your knees, arms straight out in front of you. We're going to start with just raising our hands up so that they're sideways. Five more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Now we're going to start with our arms up. We're just going to bend our fingers. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms straight out. We're going to rotate our hands. Five more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Now we're going to go into a tabletop position, flat back. We're going to start with just walking our arms out, getting them into different positions. This is going to be important today because we're going to be doing our conditioning, which has some stuff that we're holding ourselves up with our hands and our wrists. But we're going to be resting with those in active rests, which means we're still going to be on our hands and our wrists. So it's important to warm up our wrists really well. Right. Now we're going to go ahead and stay in that flat back position. With warming up our hands and our wrists, we also want to make sure our shoulders are good and warmed up for these so they can help stabilize us. So we're going to do some cat-cows. Two more. Now you're going to sit back and you're going to put your arms, you're going to pretend like there's a string pulling your head up through your crown so you're nice and tall, back is nice and flat. Arms are going to come up and we're just going to press them back and really try to open those shoulders while keeping our backs nice and tall. Go ahead and tuck your chin here too. Good. Go ahead and swing your arms back and forth a couple times. Perfect. All right, now we're going to get into our conditioning and active rest endurance section. So first I'm going to show you which active rest you can choose between. Rest position, then feel free to do that. I will just be saying active rest. So you can either follow what I'm doing or take one of these that I'm going to show you. All right, so our first active rest that we're going to be using today is downward facing dog. We want our hands firmly planted, toes tucked. We're going to lift our hips up, press away with our shoulders. We don't want to be sinking into our shoulders here. Press away with our shoulders and really open up our chest to the ground. You can move your feet around here too if you need to loosen up your legs. So that's active rest number 1. That's it can be a pretty intense active rest. Our active rest positions we are going to hold for 1 minute. They're going to be our breaks between sets in our endurance conditioning. So keep that in mind. So one is downward facing dog. Second active rest position you can choose is child's pose. This one we're going to start in a 4-point position. Sink back till your sit bones are touching your heels if you can. Arms are going to be out in front. Again, we don't want our shoulders to be pressed back into our back. We want to be pushing through our shoulders, and we want to let our head and neck relax down towards the floor. If you let your head and neck relax towards the floor, you should feel a little stretch in your shoulders. It won't be too intense. This is an easier active rest than downward facing dog, but it's still really good for those shoulders. If you keep in mind that you're actively pressing the floor away with your arms. So this isn't just hanging out there. We want to keep those muscles activated. All right, so we have downward facing dog, we have child's pose. Our third active rest is going to be a deep squat. So we're going to put our legs pretty far apart and just sink down into a deep squat. So we want to make sure that our backs can stay pretty straight. We don't want to be curled up into our deep squat. So we want to stay with a straight back. And our sit bones as much towards the floor here as possible. So we don't, again, want to be curled over. Yeah, so those are our three. We're going to do 3 rounds. Yeah. We're going to do 3 rounds of our conditioning set. And at the end of each round, we're going to have a 1-minute rest in one of our active resting poses. So listen to your body. If your arms are really feeling it from push-ups or planks or something, maybe choose the deep squat or child's pose. If not, feel free to explore the downward dog. All right, so let's start. We're going to start with the first sequences that we did before at the very beginning of this series. Each one of these, we're going to do 15 reps of each one. So that's not so many. If there are some that you feel like you can't do the full 15, that's okay. You can also just use my 15 as your time period. So when I switch exercises, you're going to switch exercises. If you can only do 5 reps in good form, keep it to 5. So focus on form above how many times you're doing something, and use me as your timer. So our first thing is the Supermans. So we're going to lay on our stomachs and arms out in front of you, feet out behind you. We're going to raise our arms and legs at the same time. 15 of these. Next, push-ups. Any push-up position you would like, 15 push-ups. Right. Sit-up position. For this, we're going to tap the tops of our knees. When you go up, you're going to exhale. All right. Going into our plank. And side plank. And up. And switch sides. and up. And down. Nice job. Okay, almost done with the first set. Now we're going to do our leg raises, 15 of these. Flat on your back. Scoot. 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Right now we've got our 15 squats. Any squat version that you would like. Five more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, Russian twists. These are going to do 20. That's 10 on each side. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. All right, last one for the set, our Pac-Man crunch. So we're going to start down, shoulders off the ground, come up into a little ball. Five more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great job. Okay. Now we're going to do our first rest. So you have a 1-minute rest here. In downward dog, child's pose, or the deep squat. I'm going to do the deep squat rest. So go ahead, get in position, and rest. Try to make your focus of your rest bringing your breathing back to normal. Breath, it all comes down to breath. If we can control our breath, even in really small, active resting situations, then we can get back into something and recover a lot better. So say you're climbing and you get to a really nice rest hold, you're holding on. You can control your breath. You're also controlling how nervous you are. You're gathering your senses back together so that when you're ready to climb, even after only a 5-second breath rest there, then you're going to be a lot calmer and collected and more balanced going off. And there you go. Our 1-minute rest is over. So back to it. Starting again, we're starting with our Supermans. So back on the ground for 15. Five more. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, into position for whatever type of push-up you would like. We're going to do wide push-ups this time for 15. 5 more. All right, into our sit-up position. Remember, here we're tapping the knees, exhaling when we go up. Ready, and go. Three, 2, and 1. All right, into our plank positions. I'm going to show a forearm plank here in case you don't feel like doing the plank on hands. Ready, and go. Side plank, and up. Planks are other active resting positions, so you can also use these to get your breath back. So you can really focus in on evening out your breathing. Okay, the next side. Ready, and go. And down. Well done. All right, onto our leg raises. Ready, and and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, into our squats. Again, any squat style you choose. Five more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, our Russian twists. We're counting to 20 on one side. 1, 20. All right, last but not least, our Pac-Man crunches. We're starting with our legs and shoulders off the ground, coming in like this. Five more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great. Our next active rest has come. All right. Choose your pose. We're going to go with down dog today. Do this one. And start your rest. Remember, focus on your breath. Getting it under control. Really relaxing things like your neck muscles. We don't want to tense up where we don't have to tense up when we're resting. If you're in down dog, remember to keep pressing away with your shoulders. Move your legs around if you need to. Nice job. Doesn't seem like so long once you've gone into it. All right, we're on our last round of these conditioning exercises with our active rest. Let's finish strong. All right, so again, we're going to start with our Supermans. Still doing 15 of each thing. And go. Five more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, we've got our 15 push-ups. Any sort of push-ups you would like? Five more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right, our tapping knees push-ups, sit-ups. Right. 15. Breathing out at the top. Five more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Plank positions. Ready? And begin. Switch to a side and up. Now, switch to your other side. Ready, and up. Ten more seconds. You got this. Well done. All right, next, our leg raises. All right, backs on the ground, legs up in the air together. Here we go for 15. 1, 2, 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. All right, moving into our squats. We've got 15. challenge you if you to do a different squat variation than you've done the previous two. Yes. So choose a squat. Try to choose something different for 15. Five more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. All right. 2 more exercises, and then we've got our final active rest. We've got our 20 Russian twists. Ready, and 1. Go. 1 left. Pac-Man crunches for 15. So shoulders off the ground, legs off the ground, and 1. Five more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew, good job. If you've done the same active rest each of the other 2 times, try to find something different. And rest. Remember, if you choose child's pose in this round, don't let your forearms come down to the ground. Keep your palms pressed into the mat or the ground. Head and neck relax towards the floor. Hips actively drawing back towards your heels. Focus on the breath. Focus on bringing the breath back. Good job. All right, so it's not as easy as it seems to rest all the time. Plus it's warm out there. So take a minute, get a drink of water if you need to. We're going to move into our cool down section, and yeah, we'll be done for the day. Take a few more seconds to rest. Okay. All right. So moving into our cool down session, we're going to go ahead and start in our grounded pose, both feet. You want feet hip or 1 foot distance apart. So an easy way to find that, stand with your feet, turn 1 foot in, and your other foot should be at the toes of that foot. And you can just turn that measuring foot out. And here, your feet should feel like they're right under your hips. If you need to adjust from there, that's fine. We're going to start arms by our sides, palms out. We're going to inhale, bring your arms up, maybe arch in the back, and we're going to come down into our forward fold. If you need to bend your knees a little bit here to be comfortable, that's fine. You can be straight knee if you want. Go ahead and grab your elbows and just swing side to side. You're gonna stay in that forward fold. You're gonna breathe in, come halfway up, and come down again. And this time, we're gonna breathe in one more time to halfway. This time when you breathe out and come down, we're gonna come into a kind of squat, and you're gonna kind of lean to each side to get into a wide squat position. We're just gonna move back and forth here for a second. Really feel that stretch through your toes as they bend. With your hips, just letting them loosen up. 2 more. We're gonna come to center, breathe in, straighten out into a wide forward fold. Go ahead and grab your arms here again, swing a little bit. Hopefully feel that stretch up in your upper legs. All right. We're gonna walk our hands out in front of us just a little bit, so we really have room to keep a kind of flat back as we move side to side here. So we're supporting some of our weight in our arms and just moving our legs back and forth. Good. All right. We're gonna keep the weight in our arms while we move our feet back. We're gonna bend our knees a little bit, come all the way up. Knock it out. We're gonna cross our right foot over our left foot. Breathe in, reach up, baby arch back, and roll down again into our cross forward fold. Remember when we do stretches like this where we're targeting one side and then the other side, remember that one side is going to feel different than the other side. That's okay. Just take whatever your body gives you here. Don't push it. Stretch each side as if you're not comparing it to anything else. Go ahead and come halfway up. Uncurl those legs. Walk them out just a little bit. Left leg over right. And back down. I'm much more tight on this side than I was on my right side. Remember always to keep your head relaxed. Don't tense your neck up. Just hanging. Good job. All right, we're gonna come back up. Walk out those legs a bit. So we're gonna come down into our, hang out in our high lunges a bit, just to target those hip flexors and my glutes. So we're gonna come down first into a down dog. So go ahead and come into your forward fold, walk your hands out, press your feet away. Go ahead and raise your right foot up and bring it up towards your hands. Bring it up between your hands. Here, you can place the hand. For me, it's my right hand. Whatever hand is on the same side as your forward leg. Place it on the inside of that leg and walk that foot out so that you can really sink your hips down here. You can pulse it here a little bit, especially if you're going to be doing other moving today, or you can hold it just statically. We still want to keep our legs engaged, our muscles engaged, but we do want to relax into it a bit. All right, I'm going to walk that foot back in, press into your hands so that you can draw the foot back. Come back into your down dog, lift up your left leg. Move your gaze forward to between your hands and pull that left leg up. Hand goes to the inside. Walk that left leg out to the edge of your mat or wherever your hands are. And sink into those hips a bit. Okay. Press into your hands. Pull the foot back. Press into down dog for 2 breaths. And lower those knees to the floor so we come to a 4-point position. Here, we go ahead and do cat-cows. And then really arch that back. Really press away with your shoulders. And out. Oh, cat-cows always make me yawn. Let's do 4 more. All right. Go ahead and find a forward-facing position. Well, you can face any direction. We're going to go ahead and we can start on our knees. And we're going to go ahead and just stretch one arm across the body and place one arm, the other arm against it and press really gently. You don't want to press too hard here. You should feel the stretch in your shoulder area. Release, draw the arms backwards, and the other arm up, stretch the other side. And then pull the arms backwards. Good. All right, we're going to go ahead and sit down, bring our legs in front of us. We're going to bring the left leg under, right leg across. Arms out. We're going to have our right arm over, left arm under, cross. Then you can turn here. You can stay forward facing, or you can do a twist with the body as well as the arms and legs. Unwind the arms first. Press them back. Go ahead and plant them behind you so you can tilt back. Unwind the legs. This time the right leg is under, the left leg is on top. Extend the arms. Left hand is over, right arm is under. And twist up. And you can do a twist with your body. You can stay forward facing. You're already pretty twisted up anyway here. If you don't feel this shoulder stretch, you can play around with moving your arms up, moving them down, pulsing them out. Don't want our shoulders to come up too close to our ears, so we're actively pressing them down and back still as we do a stretch. All right, go ahead and release the arms first. Push them backwards. Hands go behind so you can untwist. We're going to go into our butterfly pose. So bring the soles of your feet together. You come forward and we're going to press down with our elbows, just kind of gently. You can rock side to side here too, if you want. If you need some movement in the stretch, or you can stay static. Again, we do static stretches at the end of our practice so that we can really stretch the muscles we've used beginning, we just want to warm them up so they're ready to work. At the end, that's when they're warm and they're loose and we can really actively stretch them. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and stretch out each leg to our front straddle position. We're going to go ahead and walk our arms out straight ahead of us. We're reaching to center. Remember, try to keep those legs turned out so we're not letting them fall in too much. Just more to just keep your stabilizing muscles engaged so we're not hurting. All right, just to warm up those other muscles, we're gonna make a big circle with our hands in front of us. So going all the way from side to side, trying to keep our back straight the whole time. We're not curving into it. Almost as if you were stirring a big pot of soup. Switch directions. Good job. All right, go ahead and go down to your right side. Right arm out, right arm lays around on the floor. Left arm up and over. So we're getting a really nice stretch in our side here. Try not to fall forward here. We want to only come down to where we can keep our chest open. Right. Now you can roll over, walk your way over to the other side. Left arm on the floor this time. Right arm goes over and reaches. Well done. All right. Thank you so much for joining me again for part 4 of Keeping Up with Team Tufas. Our final section of this particular series will be next Friday, where we'll kind of revisit some of the things we've done so far. We'll revisit our juggling. If you practice, I'll teach you a couple tricks. We'll revisit some of the balance stuff and maybe combine a few of these things, juggling and balance, for example. It's going to be a blast. So don't miss the final and the 5th and final section of this particular series. If you've enjoyed these classes, please feel free to make a donation to the Tufas Employee Relief Fund, the link of which is in the description. This helps support our employees who are no longer employed due to the pandemic. So it really means a lot to us, and we appreciate your support. So thank you so much for joining me again, and we'll see you next week. Bye.